Hey guys, so in today's video I'm gonna be reviewing this Real Techniques sponge. It's what I applied my makeup with on today, so if you want to know more, just keep on watching. This Real Techniques Bold Metals Collection Miracle Diamond Sponge, which is basically this sponge right here. I've already wetted, so that's why it's a little bit bigger in size. As soon as you take it out of the packaging, it's a little bit smaller, so it definitely gets bigger in size, just like the Miracle Complexion sponge and just like the Beauty Blender. It's very soft at the touch of it. It's quite similar to the Beauty Blender, but it feels a little bit more flimsy, especially on this side, of course, because it's more tapered. It came with some dents in it, so I'm not as keen on that, because I thought that once I would wet it, they would be gone, but they're still here. And I also saw Casey Holmes' video about this, and I think that hers had some dents in it as well. I don't know. I think it did. So basically, as you can see, it's like a marble print, so I couldn't not get this because the print is just so pretty. Mine isn't as marbly, kind of. It's more like splashes of gray on it, but the idea behind it was that of marble. The sponge on the packaging is much prettier than the sponge that I picked up. To be honest, I didn't exactly look at the other sponges to see which one of them had the best design or anything. I just picked the first that there was in line, so maybe you would want to kind of be a little bit more selective. But anyways, designed to work with multiple products on different areas of your face. No two sponges are alike, each has its own swirl and design, so every sponge has a different kind of pattern to it. It says that the top is used to buff and blend for a smaller finish. The larger flat sides can function as a wedge to apply makeup to larger areas. The pointed tip will cover small imperfections, and the smaller flat sides work around the eyes, mouth and brow bone. So the top is this one right here. The larger flat sides are the flat sides, of course. The smaller flat sides are these right here, so as you can see, these right here, and of course the tapered part, the pointed tip, is the bottom part. Use wet for dew application and dry for full coverage powders. Replace every 1 to 3 months. I think you'll need to replace this depending if you use it daily or not. In my case, I don't use sponges daily, so for me maybe it would be more on the 3-month replacement kind of area. But let's test this out. I'm gonna test this out with my Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. I'm gonna mix 2 shades, 2 pumps of the creamy vanilla and 2 pumps of the light beige shade. Okay, so it's weird, but these foundation really smell of liqueur kind of, so kind of weird. Okay, so what I like to do with beauty blenders and sponges, I like to apply the foundation, the product, with a flat foundation brush first, and then blend it and distribute it well with the sponge. I feel that whenever I pick up the foundation with the beauty blender or with the sponge itself, it picks up, like the beauty blender absorbs much more product quickly than I would like to, so I end up wasting more product, kind of, if you get my drift. So we're gonna test this out. I'm gonna start with the top part. It's very, very soft on the skin. It's nothing like the beauty blender, to be honest. Like, it feels much bigger than the beauty blender, and it also feels much more firm, kind of. It's great to blend the neck area. Straight off the bat, I kind of like it. It distributed the foundation well. I'm not seeing any streaky areas. It didn't absorb much of the foundation, meaning that I still have a full coverage base with just one coat. It's a little bit harder to work with on your forehead since it's so big, but on the cheeks and on the rest of your face it's amazing because it covers almost, you know, like a large area of your face really quick, right? And use this part right here to get under the eyes because it's almost impossible to get in there with the big part. I'm finding a little bit of difficulty to apply the foundation like between my brows, just because I don't know which side I'm gonna use, because some areas are too small and some areas are too big, so that part right there doesn't have much product, unfortunately. I'm going in with what's left on the back of my hand, and to be honest, I feel now that I've used all of the product that you use quite a good amount of product to cover your face. I used 4 pumps, not full pumps, but 4 almost full pumps of foundation, whereas with a brush, for example, with my Morphe M439 brush, I would never use 4 pumps of foundation, I feel. So I don't know how I feel about like how much product you need to use. Coverage is there except for the under eyes, because I felt that since I have my eyeshadow on already, I don't have that much kind of control with how big the sponge is, so I'm gonna go in better with a concealer. I don't know if I'm going to apply more foundation. I'm gonna leave it there because I don't have much to cover today, so I think this is enough. So this is weird because it offers a full coverage finish, but I use quite a lot of product. Like if I use a brush and I use 4 pumps of foundation, I would have double the coverage, like it would be bulletproof, like, you know what I mean? Whereas with 4 pumps, I feel that it's like I've applied a 1 layer with a brush kind of, which is weird because I'm such a sponge person, but that Morphe M439 brush changed my life. As you can see, coverage is flawless though. No streaks, no visible lines, so the finish hands down is amazing, because even if I really close up in the mirror, no streaks, no imperfections, no nothing. I'm gonna apply concealer, so we'll see how that goes, and I'm gonna use the Rimmel Match Perfection 2-in-1 Conceal and Highlight concealer, which is this one right here, by the way. This concealer is I'm almost out of it, so I have to squeeze what was left. I really like this concealer. I feel like it really highlights. I'm gonna start with flip over here because this is the easiest part, and over here. As you can see, I'm kind of tapping and dragging up. I feel that I messed up the brows a bit, so I have to retouch that. So I'm using the bottom part. I don't know how I feel honestly on this side because it's so flimsy. It's not firm at all. So I feel that it can kind of move the concealer in areas which I don't want to conceal, like on the eyeshadow and stuff. So the Beauty Blender does a better job at that. But as you can see, it's very quick, like it's very quick, and I don't know if you can see from the camera, but the coverage and the finish is amazing. Not cakey at all or anything. But I just don't like how flimsy the tapered part is. Like, I don't like that. I preferred if it was more firm, you know? You'd have more control. Like this part right here. too flimsy for my liking. Like, I'm loving the finish. Okay. So for example, I couldn't get well into the inner corner of this eye, so that's a little bit weird. So I'm not really a fan of that. Okay, so that is done, and I'm gonna move on to powders. On the packaging it said that to apply the powders with a dry sponge, but I always apply my powders like under eye powder and stuff with the beauty blender while it's still wet, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be using my NYC loose face powder. Okay, so I don't like the flimsy part to apply concealer with, but I kind of liked it to apply the loose powder with it, so I like it for that. Because you can get right into the inner corner. Good job with powders. So for powders, it's a winner. I'm gonna fix my brows a little bit. So eyebrows fixed, and now we're gonna swipe the under eye area. Okay, so my verdict on this, I liked it. I liked it. If this, I don't know, if I lose it, if after the 3 months and this will be no longer good, would I repurchase it? Yes, I would. I still prefer my beauty blender, like that is always on top. This was, by the way, was 14.74 euros, so you can say it was 15 euros, and I buy the beauty blender for about 20 euros. So price wise, it's not the cheapest. Like the Miracle Complexion sponge is about 7 euros, so this is double the price, like double the price, but it's a good product. Like if you want something that can be found locally, I got this locally from my pharmacist, so quite easy to find. So yeah, I would repurchase it. I also recommend it whether you're a beginner or a pro in makeup. I loved it. We will have to see. I will have to go wash it now to see how well it cleanses off after makeup is absorbed in it, but the Miracle Complexion sponge is just like brand new after you wash it, so I'm hoping this is the same since it's white. Okay guys, so I washed it that night, not straight after, but a couple of hours later, and it washed the makeup away amazingly. Like, it's brand new, super white. Definitely, I was super impressed. But yeah, if you want more of these first impressions and testing out makeup and products videos, just let me know, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!